This main saloon feels similar to what you get on some 90-footers. Quite a luxurious experience. There's a second toilet. Check this out. Really, really good at all times. The most James Bond toilet. Sleeping for 8 guests in 4 cabins and 5 toilets in total, plus a crew cabin. We're going to be touring the entire thing today, and at the very end of this video, we're going for a drive. So that's going to be a separate video to this one. Come walking with me. My name's Dan Jones, you're watching Dan's Boat Life, and welcome to Florianopolis, I hope I said that right, in Brazil. We're on the Schaefer 770. This boat is one of their biggest boats. It actually goes up to a 25 metre, so that's a little over 80 feet, and down to a 66 from here. So that's the 660 Schaefer. But this is the 770. This boat's actually a couple of years old, so you'll get a feel for how these boats wear over time, which so far from what we've discovered on the 4, maybe 5 hours we've been on board it so far, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. So we'll start here in the saloon. My point about it being feeling as big as some 90-footers, it's really all about these drop-down sides. They're incredible. Let's head straight out here to the port side. They're not mucking about. Just come and get a feel for this, Marley. It's meters and meters long and probably 1.5 meters wide. So when you drop this down with these big sliding doors, you just get an incredible feeling or sense of space. This part here on the newer models is gone, so it's flat flow through from port to starboard. The natural air flowing through the boat gives a really, really nice vibe. We've obviously got air conditioning, as you would expect as well, but it just creates an amazing sense of space and a real party vibe. So just keep it moving. It's a big boat, a lot to cover today, and some of you complain that I talk too much, so I'm listening to you. I'll try and keep it moving. Out the back here, we've got our teak tables. This one's got a nice little feature if you need to get up and go to the loo. Obviously just don't have your lunch in the middle. You can do. You've got a couple of drink holders just there, and you'll seat many, many people out the back here. Lots of lower back support. Got a little bit of angle on the seat. Sun protection's good, and we've got this electrically deployed sunshade above, and the roof itself ends about here anyway, so you don't even have to have that completely deployed for, you know, rain protection, provided it's not too windy. Got a little mini bar area just here, so I've got the tap, got a deeper fridge just here, and little bin access in here. That's also accessing the bin itself, like so, and then just behind here is your wing station. We cover that in more detail in the test drive, separate video to this one. Sliding doors, we'll go back through them in a second, and then we've got our winch operated with the foot pedal just there. That's more relevant for Euro style med mooring. So get another angle on these drop downs from here, and what we'll do from here is we'll actually go all the way to the front of the boat and show you guys the bow, and then we'll make our way into the saloon again and go forward into the accommodation. We're going to be finishing up in the engine room, the crew quarters, so it's going to be a bit of a long one, plenty to check out. So, storage in here, that's a good place for covers, maybe a couple of fenders, although I saw epic fender storage down the back of the boat. We've got some pop-up lights, that's kind of bougie, and just get all of this in shot, Marley, because this is very pleasant. Okay, so you got storage underneath here for your covers. Got this nice little coffee table set up, some speakers, your stereo control, and how does this one work? Oh, that's neat. Look at that. So we really can have like quite a little social party with the evening lights set up there, and we're under the shade if you want to utilize this space throughout the day. And this coffee table is also adjustable. You've just got these 2 little screws here that just take the pressure off and allow that to move. This, oh, look at that. Heaps of space, gas struts. You can put all the covers in there should you need. And we've got 3 drink holders on either side. access to the VIP below, and then all our anchoring set up. We got a spare anchor on this one. Okay, check this out. Check out all the space in there. You've got your chain storage in the middle, heaps of space for fenders and lines on either side, and a deck wash. We've got our quick anchor windlass. You've got the safety, so that's our primary anchor just there, and we've got a secondary, as we can see, it's just stropped into place right now, should you need it. So that's cool, having the 2-barrel rollers. And if you just pick up a mooring, you're just gonna have to send the mooring line through here. What I would probably do is just get a rope and have that out one side and feed it through the mooring, and then just pull it in the other side. It might be a little bit easier for you to operate like so. That's the up and down buttons for the anchor operation from the bow, but you can do it from both helms. And these here are your courtesy lights. You'll see them as we make our way around the boat because they're going all the way down the side. This boat's privately owned, so this particular owner has put the netting in there, so don't think that's part of the boat. That is a personal touch. And then this sunshade here, it's the 4 poles, and then you just put the mesh, the sunshade in place and tighten it as you see fit. Same storage on this side, on the port side, and then we've got the pop-up lights. Pay attention to the cleat there with the rope protection. And then we've got more cleats as we make our way aft. Before we get there, this window, up and down, electrically operated, same again on the other side. So that's kind of handy if you need to communicate with someone forward, as opposed to only doing it from the Flybridge. Got a little drain just there, and actually, I don't know what's in here. I have no idea what that is. Leave a comment below if you do. And we've got some grab rails. Obviously, when these sides are up, this is the railing as opposed to these. These ones slide in and out, and then you've just got this spectral line which just clips on at either end. So it's pretty straightforward, and possibly you might have some crew to do that for you on a boat of this size. Just pay attention to subwoofers on either side, and they're probably going to reverberate through this structure here. Whenever you mount them in something like that, gives you some quality bass. And now I think we'll go in and just focus on the interior. This stainless steel framing allows the 3-piece door to concertina. This is down into the engine bay. We'll do that at the end of the video. And then as we enter, we've got all our lights, air conditioning controls just there, TV and entertainment on this side. But I'll just allow you to soak all this up. I just love having the side doors. This is the real point for me on this boat. Being able to open this up with the drop downs creates a really, really nice space, and you can have up to 25 people throughout the day on this boat. The Flybridge is immense, so just picture the amount of usable zones that you've got to use for yourself. So storage underneath here, storage underneath there, same again, alcohol storage underneath here. That's the entertainment station just there on the port side. You don't actually have to have that there. You can do a kitchen instead of having it in this place, galley for those of you wanting to use the nautical terms. And as I mentioned, I'll just mention it again, you don't have this little step up anymore. This is all flat flow through on the newer models. This boat's a couple of years old, so that's kind of a nice touch. All the fixtures and fittings, furniture and floorings, you don't have to have this exact color scheme. So if you want gloss or matte or light or dark flooring or finishings on the side, you can. So you actually have a lady at the factory who you have a consultation with, and you go through all the interior design that you wish. So everything down to the cushions and the bedding and the leather or other materials for the, what am I trying to say? Soft furnishings. That's the word I'm trying to use. You can select that with them and design the interior as you see fit. But come in and let's have a look at the galley. U-shaped galley, pretty sensible. Twin sinks just here, 4-burner electric stove just there. That looks like a microwave just there. I saw a dishwasher in here. We've got storage galore all the way around. Privately owned boats, I'm not going to open everything, but just believe me. Drawers, deep storage, more pantry storage, dishwasher here, fridge and freezer just here. But what I will open on this side is just your glassware. It's all Schaefer branded. They do that with all the cutlery and the plates and the glasses. So it's all nicely done. And then in here, we've got our formal dining area. So we can reduce that in size by flipping that up. So if you're doing a bit of a day boat scene, you can reduce that, maybe get rid of the chairs, put them downstairs, and then open this space up a little bit. And then these seats, 1, 2, and 3, all hinge up as well. So you've got deep storage for all sorts of bits and pieces. So that's pretty handy. Cross stitching, this one's the leather, and that's quite comfortable. I sat on that all morning. And then up here, they've done it slightly differently to many boats of this style. It's open and welcoming by looking back in this direction. And whilst you're underway, if you wanted to communicate with the helmsman or woman, you'd probably relax like this. It's quite a comfortable place to be. You've got a good view. You're looking out that way. Looking forward from my height might be a little bit of a hindrance, but if you want to look forward, probably sit up with the skipper because there's plenty of space. So this seat will go electrically forward and aft. So you can create more room for yourself. And if you are at the helm, you're probably going to be in this position, and then your partner is going to be tucked in on the inside on the starboard side. Yes, that makes access for this person to leave the helm a little bit more difficult, but you can't have everything. It's a boat. It's always a bit of a compromise. So in terms of the instrumentation, we've got our electronic throttles just here, horn, we've got our trim tabs just there. Don't mind all the writing. That's actually in Portuguese. So if you just pay a little bit extra, they'll do it in English for you. That's a joke. It's just obviously, we're in Brazil. They speak Portuguese. VHF just here. Electronic start-stop just here. Fireboy system. We've got our air conditioning. We've got twin screens just here. The Volvo diagnostic display. You've got everything from fuel flow, everything you need on that. VHF. This has got your cards for your plotters. Over here should be the lights. I believe that may also be lights. And these, you have individual buttons for the windscreen wipers. So you don't press one button and both of them turn on. That's the Seakeeper. That is the Fusion. That's the drink holders just there. I hope I got all that right because it is in Portuguese. Got a compass just up there. Got some downlights up ahead. Little bit of loss of visibility with these pillars here, but you do get that on every boat in this range because if you're going to have a sloped windscreen like this, you got to support it. Yeah, you get the extra visibility from going upstairs. So that's just one of the things you just got to pay attention to and be okay with. So leather wrapped on either side. It looks like kind of crocodile leather or something. I'm not exactly sure, but it's kind of cool. And come on down and let's check out the accommodation. I think what we'll do, we'll go straight forward to the VIP. Soft textures on the walls and very, very thick bulkheads and doors. Well, when we're going the other direction, we can get an angle on it. I'll let you appreciate that. So sound insulation is good. And I did walk around here whilst we were doing about 27 knots. It's the kind of boat you could have a kip downstairs on passage. It's not too noisy. So got some storage underneath this island bed. Plenty of space for two people to get out of bed without bothering the other person. Storage on either side. Reading lights with USB charging. And an escape hatch, natural air ventilation up top if necessary, and two opening port lights on port and starboard with blinds, so you can have some privacy. They pull up just here and here. And then decent lockers. I'll try not to open everything. Again, it's a privately owned boat, but you have hanging on one side, shelves on the other. You've got some more shelving just in here. You've got a flat screen TV on the starboard side on the bulkhead, and more of these soft furnishings, which does do a bit of the sound absorbing, guys. So that's just important to know. Now, these heads are pretty, I think it's a good use of space because we've got this swivel shower thingamajiggy. So you can use that when you are using the shower, but when it's not in use, which is most of the time, it's utilizing the space and making it feel really, really big. This floor I don't know, was that cork or... I don't know what it is, but it's quite nice. Underfoot, it's going to be good for a wet area. And then you've got the European style toilet. You've got the nice finishings. I think we actually, yes, I saw that in the master. That's cool. So you can have a look through the porthole, or if you really want maximum privacy, you just close the door, and then you've got full mirror, opening in there, opening in there. They're freshwater flush toilets, so there's no smell, which is nice. So this is the private one for the VIP, and then we'll come back and we'll check out the 2 guest cabins. What we'll do, we'll try this one because it's been set up with the infill. So this is probably the guest cabin for the kids. This bed's huge. It's bigger than a queen for sure. You've got the blind just there, but this middle piece is an infill, which has to be removed, and it's got some supporting timbers that go underneath the bed. So it takes a little bit of time to set it up, but once it's done, it's beautiful and functional. But the reason why this one's probably the kids' cabin is because it has access to the day head, which also has access into the hallway for everybody. So this is probably going to be your day head when you're running the boat. And let's go around the other side and let you guys see. Big storage hanging locker behind me, just here, by the way. Another TV on the bulkhead. But that door here is the same head. So go in and have a look. Once again, they're using or utilizing that super cool shower stall, which gives us a feeling of heaps of space. It's not a feeling of heaps of space, it is heaps of space. And the reason why I think this one, now we're over on the port side, is probably better for mum and dad. You step down, twin singles. Again, it can have the infill. This is probably going to be a little bit bigger because this space felt a little bit wider than the other one. I didn't measure it, it just felt that way. Boom, drawers, storage again underneath there. But come in here, Marley, and then this is why I think it is, just pay attention to the thickness of the doors. So that's good for sound insulation. I do see rubbers as well. No second door on this one. So this actually feels a little bit bigger than the other head, and it's private. So there you go. Let's just see if we've got, oh, we don't. That's cool. I don't know why I like that. Rain head shower. And do we have the other one? No, just the rain head shower on these ones. European style toilet again, storage, hanging lockers for your towel, hanging thingamajiggies for your towels. And all these reading lights have got USB-Cs on them. Or not Cs, USBs for charging your phones. So down here, wine cooler. That's cool. I guess with 2 doors, maybe that means you can set them at different temperatures. So someone who knows more about wine than me, please explain that. And in here, we've got the washer dryer. Now the only slightly annoying thing is these doors don't slide in. That might be a slight improvement just from a functional operational perspective if you're folding towels and getting things in and out. Not the end of the world. You've probably got someone doing that for you on a boat like this anyway. So, welcome to the master. Now, this has got something super cool. Just keep watching. You're going to find that in a second. I'll show you the walk-in wardrobe first before I show you the most James Bond toilet I've seen on a boat in a long time. Decent size, safe. These all pull out. Boom, boom. So that makes getting access to bits and pieces a little bit easier. Probably, are these for shoes? I reckon they are. The women in Brazil are very stylish, so I reckon they would need that much shoe storage. So I'm guessing that's what that's for. And other bits and pieces in there. Hanging, same on the other side. We have lounge over there on port, quite comfortable. Beautiful big windows. Little bit of a makeup officey area here on starboard. 1, 2, 3, 4 drawers on either side, so his and hers. And that's going to be one of those makeup things that I keep confusing for officers in previous videos. That's definitely for makeup. But check out the toilet. This is so cool. All right. So, come in. We've got this marble finish. We've got the same little pocket door. So we've got 2 this time. Boom, to look out at the window. All very nice, isn't it? You've got the toilet just there. You've got the little shower for your bum thing. And then you come into the shower. Isn't that nice? Well, it's not where it ends. There's a second toilet. Check this out. You've got a full beam, 2 dunnies, central shower, and like Isn't that the most James Bond setup you've ever had? And then you come out on the other side, so you've got everything private, his and hers, pick a side. I just think that's very cool. Now, I believe on the forward bulkhead, this is a TV just in here in the mirror. So don't hold me to that because I couldn't work out how to switch it on, but I'm pretty sure it is. Oh, here we go. Marley's already worked it out. And just listen, we've got the air conditioning on now and the genset and the Seakeeper gyro. So this is what you hear. Engine room is that way, pretty well insulated. I found the noise levels to be really, really good at all times, including underway. We're running 3 engines on this boat, but it's quite a luxurious experience. So access to the engine room and the crew quarters is from a completely different place. It's totally separate from the owner's space, and it's back here. Let's go check it out. So this is a serious crew space. You come down quite a steep ladder through this watertight bulkhead and check out the amount of space we have. We've got a captain's quarters and 2 bunks just here. So we've got drawers underneath, you know, enough storage for what they need. Single TV, storage, hanging locker just in here, full-size mirror. It's air conditioned. And then they've got their own galley as well. So just go forward, or aft, I should say. There's the head and shower. And not a bad little galley space to operate in and access aft from underneath the stairs that fold up. Now, engine room access, number one is through here. Let's go check it out. All right, you can see the Seakeeper running. You've actually got almost standing headroom. Well, you're not almost, you do have standing headroom in here, and all the way around on either side. And then through the middle of the 3 motors, crouching room, but enough to operate all the primary important systems. You can see the Cummins genset over on the port aft and the secondary genset, which we're running up here on the starboard forward bulkhead. And the Seakeeper is centre line mounted, and the fuel tanks are also centre line mounted in between the stringers. So as opposed to having 2 big fuel tank boxes on either side in the engine bays you see on many boats, it's actually deep down low and forward. So it's kind of nice for the weight and balance. We did notice that on the drive today. She's quite a pleasant thing to run. IPS 1050s, forward-facing counter-rotational drives, batteries on either side, Fireboy system on the port side, and it's very, very hot in here, so I think we're going to keep this moving before we sweat ourselves out of here. Obviously not an air-conditioned space. So, come on up and let's go check out the swim platform, which is huge on this boat. So the swim platform is ginormous. Come and check it out. I reckon, I paced it out, I reckon it's about 4.5 meters from here to there, and probably 5 meters when you include these steps on either side. Capacity is quite generous. I understand it to be about 1,000 kg, but that's not all. We have a huge amount of storage in this tender garage. I'll just operate that for you now. We actually have a jet ski and tender storage in here. So this boat could store 2 pretty substantial tenders if you so choose, or a tender, a jet ski, and all your toys. So just check this out. Well, we've got all the surfboards, we've got the big super yacht style inflatable fenders on the port side. We've got the jet ski, that's a 2-person jet ski with enough space to put an esky or a fishing box out on the back there. And then you've got your winch control over on starboard. I believe this is a shower up here on port. So it's all pretty bougie. And when it's completely deployed, it's quite high. So you're risking banging your head on this corner, I think, is a minimal risk. You'd have to be really, really tall for that to be of concern. Now, engine access space number 2 was through here. So this is actually just That's your emergency exit or another way to get into the engine room. We're on the starboard side just here. So that's kind of handy to know as well. Makes life very easy. It gives the crew options and also gives the crew options to keep out of sight if that's important. And then this drop down swim platform automatically deploys these stairs. So you could have a tender in chocks just here. You could have another tender there. So think about it. If you do have crew, you could have your tender, which you're mucking around with your mates, and then the crew could have another tender if they got to go in and do shopping or pick up bits and pieces. They're not going to interfere with your day. So that's giving you a lot of options on a boat of 77 feet. So that's almost at its full extent. That's quite deep, really. Obviously, your tender's going to float away at that height, but I'm just giving you the full demonstration there. Let's go check out the Flybridge. So up some reasonably steep stairs, but manageable even if you're slightly dodgy on your feet. First super cool surprise feature, you can't miss this, it's a hot tub. How awesome is this? I dare you to fill that up and go driving. Don't do that, actually, that's a bad idea. So this amount of space is epic. A lot of Flybridges back in the day did not extend the top deck all the way out here, so you would have a little bit better visibility from the helm, but you would sacrifice all this space. The reason why we can have so much space and so much weight aloft is because we have Seakeeper gyros now, which allow us to keep the thing stable when you put your center of gravity a little bit higher with all your guests up on the top deck. So that's how we can do it. It's all beautifully teaked. How nice is this? Check all that out. I think that's really, really well done. We've got the hard top to this location, and after that, it's the removable mesh shade just behind, or just near Marley. That's actually an ice maker. I reckon that's probably an option. And then underneath that, aft, where I was sitting before, that's not storage. It's literally just a seat, and you have some cushions that sit on top. But just come and soak some of this in. All of this is completely protected under shade. You could, as an option, get an opening roof, but for our part of the world and possibly here in Brazil, it's not super necessary because the sun is hot enough. You got your mini barges here. Those seats will move. We've got some storage under here, barbie there, fridge there, single sink. Looks like cold water only, and nice Korean finish on the top. Really, really workable, especially if you have some crew. They can hang out up here. Flybridge helm station. We've got the flip up bolster. That's a 2-person. It's actually more like a 3-person because you'd be in the middle and you could have a friend here and here should you need. Obviously the IPS, so we've got the joystick, digital throttles, VHF just there, twin screens. You could go bigger screens up here if that was important to you. Your Volvo Penta diagnostics. You can do a wine glass here, I'd say. Not that you're going to be drinking and driving, of course, and a tinny just there. Phone storage on either side. They are drained, so they're not going to be a problem if it starts raining. Stereo just there. And then all of this beautiful seating around this table, which once again can halve in size. So if you're at sea and the boat's rolling around a little bit, you might do that. So you've got a grab hold, and then when you're lunching, this is going to be one of the best seats in the house. And how nice is this location, by the way? I'm starting to thoroughly enjoy my time here in Brazil. It's only my 3rd day, but it's like Jurassic Park. Look at that. Just soak it in. There's all these crazy looking birds. It's beautiful rocks. Kind of reminds me, it's a cross between Australia, Thailand, Phuket specifically, and that's the vibe I'm kind of getting. What do you reckon? Anyway, who has been to Brazil? This is quite a new experience for me. So many Brazilians come to Australia, but I don't know how many Australians have come and appreciated this place. Really, really cool. Anyway, that's the boat. That's the whole thing. If you want to see how she performs, we've done a very detailed sea trial. We're using all the systems, all the helm stations, and demonstrating it in as much detail as we possibly can. That's another video to this one. So just click on the link that's popping up on the screen right now. And if you're interested, come for a test drive. You're all legends. I'll see you on the next one.